never anticipated a submission, and in the second round you were going for Kimuras. I think there's 3 or 4 Kimuras. I thought you were going to get it, and of course the third round was a rear naked choke. Was that something you worked for in camp?
You know what, man? I was actually thinking maybe I could find a submission. The Kimura actually just presented itself, but Anthony was so strong that even when I would hit him and then the hand would come back, I couldn't get it behind his back to actually get the finish. You can't finish a straight armbar on a guy as strong as Anthony Johnson. You need to get behind his back and kind of torque on his shoulder. But, you know, man, in the third round, he was so tired. And then his corner started saying, don't quit, don't quit. And when you start hearing stuff like that, man, you're very confident.
Of course.
You know, DC, I noticed that in the very beginning of the fight, obviously, Rumble didn't really give you a chance to find range, get a rhythm. He just came. Now, then you made the adjustment. Okay, he's coming super hard. He's throwing everything he's got into his punches. It looked like you just made him start to miss, and you did that so it looked like you were just trying to break posture and take him down. Is that the idea that you were looking for when you were in there? Did you make and read that adjustment?
Yeah, man, you know, we kind of knew that he was going to press us, and he was going to throw everything with intense power. So when he started overcommitting on his punches, the very first one landed. So it actually might have backfired on him because it gave him more confidence to continue to do the same thing. So when he would do that, I was actually able to start to corner him against the side of the octagon. And once I took him down, I was able to control him. But this was a very solid punch. I mean, it lands actually cleaner than I even saw it. But he overextended himself, and I was able to actually do some timing. I didn't even really have to get to his legs in the first round. I think I might have ducked under a punch and ended up just behind him.
Yeah, DC, you were able to really get the takedowns in the beginning because you were able to control the underhook position. Going into the fight, was that one of the key concepts? We're going to control this underhook position, and then from there, we're going to get down to the legs and transition to the takedown and get him down.
It was up and down, just changing levels, man, because Anthony does a great job when you take shots from the outside. He does a phenomenal job of dropping his hips, pushing you off of him, and creating space to get those big punches off. I wanted to pressure him and smother him, and there's a belief inside of our camp that if we can go hard, most times it's harder than the last guy. You know, Anthony Johnson is a phenomenal fighter, man, and I know I give John Jones a very hard time. And this is the guy he was supposed to fight tonight, but I beat that guy. So it's a testament to how good John Jones really is because of our fight, you know, so it just shows you how good the guy really is.
Just a few weeks ago, I fought at UFC 186. The first round, I got caught with a shot, a left hook. I went down. I was on my backside. Of course, it wasn't a long period of time, but in your mind, it feels like an eternity. When I went down, I can remember what I was thinking at the time. I was like, oh, man, I don't believe this. This is not supposed to be happening. 10 seconds into the first round of your second world title fight, you got dropped. You went down. What was going through your mind at that moment in time?
I was like, wow, I cannot believe I just got dropped. It's never happened.
I was thinking.
It's never happened in practice. It's never happened anywhere. I was like, oh my goodness.
First time ever dropped you?
First time ever got dropped. And I was like, man, not only does this dude punch hard, he's fast and he's long. And that right hand landed right on my jaw. I didn't even realize it landed so clean, but if you look at the side of my head, I'm growing like a unicorn off to the side.
I think you look more handsome now.
DC,
he beat me up, man.
You've got a face that needs regular panel
going back
beating.
to that John Jones fight, do you feel your biggest improvement was the fact that you were able to have that transitory game going up and down and not getting caught on a single leg like you did against John?
You know what, Rashad? That's exactly what I believe. If you watch John fight, as you saw when you fought him, you got him with the head kick, but because you can hit him, you actually abandon your wrestling. You know, I was in Atlanta, and you were fighting him in a stand-up fight, and I was like, Rashad, take him down, take him down. But it's because you can hit John. So you start to just stand with him, but he's getting off more volume. I think the thing that I did tonight was I actually just continued to wrestle, continued to press, and honestly, the reason I did it was because I was scared. Rumble hit me upside the head, man, and I was like, this dude hits too hard. I need to be close to him and pressing him.
Well, you didn't waste a lot of energy holding on a leg, and I felt that was your biggest problem with John. You tried to hold one takedown too long and not do chain wrestling. You chain wrestled a lot better tonight, moving up your finishes, taking them, you're just moving them all over the place, and you're able to get the finishes that you were able to get him on the ground and do the ground and pound.
Second round, you took him down and you kind of beat the life out of him a little bit. But I'll tell you what I really liked. Up against the fence, when you were trying to get the takedowns, you were kind of hanging off him a little bit and making him carry your weight. It was really impressive, and I think that's what tired him out more than anything, because he either fell to the floor and gave you the takedown, or he had to carry your weight. I thought it was genius.
That was the key to the very first round. We knew we would take some damage. We may have lost the first round. I don't know, but it was actually take him down, and when he's getting up, hang on his head. Make him carry me the whole time. So even if he got back to his feet, I got back down on the leg, he had to carry my weight the entire time that we were actually fighting. Push him against the fence, take him down, make him carry my weight, and then once I got him to the ground, in the second round, I landed a really good elbow, and then he actually didn't look like he wanted to really come out in the third round.
I want to go big picture here. Your life tonight changed forever. I mean, tonight was this is a huge moment in someone's life, considering where you've come from and what this journey has been. Take us inside your heart today and how huge this is for you and what you're feeling. Has it hit you yet? And just, again, as you kind of walking back from the octagon to backstage there in the locker room, what you're going through.
You know, man, it's just, it really is, it feels like, finally. I've been good for a long time, and I've never really won something like this. I won Strikeforce, and although it meant the world to me, I've never accomplished anything like this. So it pretty much tells me that if I want to walk away today, I can. There's nothing that I haven't done in this sport. I won the Strikeforce championship. I won the UFC championship. I can tell my son that I accomplished the goal that I set out to do, and regardless of the circumstances, I'm the UFC champion right now, and it's a lifetime goal, but it's hard. It's hard to not cry. It's hard to try to keep it together.